they're going to ask questions.
We're going to throw it open for questions and throw it up for questions for Coach Bowden.
Coach, what does the First Lady of Football, meaning your wife, do to keep you busy now out of the house since you've retired?
She's my caddy. Well, you know, I do a lot more housework than I've ever done in my life, by the way. When you're retired, that's what you do next, you know. But I'm gone about half the time, you know, and I've really enjoyed retirement.
Bobby, when you go, I don't know, you said a couple weeks ago you weren't sure what your emotions are going to be when you go out there and everything, but you had the golf tournament yesterday and you had the function last night, and I'm sure you've been around today. Do you have a better grip on how you think you're going to feel when you go down there on the field? Well,
I'm going to feel good. You know, I'm going to feel good. I don't like to cry, you know, and it nearly got me going out. Last night, what gets me more than anything is the players. You know, looking at a player you haven't seen in 20 years, you know, stuff like that gets you. And I don't think the crowd can bother me. Not now. They used to could.
Coach, was last night a little more emotional than you thought?
Well, I really didn't know how it would be, you know, but it's something you're thankful for, you know. You're just thankful for it. And I feel like I'm as lucky as any guy that ever lived. You know, God's been good to me. 57 years of coaching, you know, and I survived it. And right now I feel good, you know. When you get old, if your health is good, it don't make no difference. I've seen unhealthy young people, you know. But I've been very fortunate in my health.
Coach, now that you're back, how much are we going to be seeing of you here specifically?
Right here, not much. Because I'd rather watch a game on TV than I had to go. I get invited to the Super Bowl every year, sit in the box. I care about that crowd. You know, I get invited. I'm at the national championship game every year. I usually catch a plane and go home, or I can watch it on TV. I just, you know, at my age, I guess, I don't especially be around all that traffic and all that stuff.
Are you surprised you have come to enjoy comfort of your living room watching TV as much as you have?
Well, I really enjoyed it, Bob.
Did you think when you left coaching, you kind of miss actually being there in the middle of it?
Gary, I have really enjoyed it. When you're coaching, you can't watch football. I mean, you know, you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're practicing. Saturday, you play. The game's over. You grade the film. The next day, you show the film to the boys, and immediately get on the next opponent. Immediately get on the next opponent. You don't know what anybody else is doing. Now that I am retired, I watch them all. On a normal Saturday, I'll start watching about 11. I get through about 2 at night, you know. But I have to vote in the Legends Bowl. So I got to see as many games as I can. Those Pacific teams come in late.
Bobby, what's it been like watching Coach Fisher and the progress he's made here and what they've been able to accomplish this season?
You know, the only thing that has surprised me is how well he's done. I mean, to me, the thing that to me is setting him apart is his recruiting. I mean, when you got 2 quarterbacks from Alabama, that's called recruiting. I mean, you don't get them out of Alabama, you know. And he's got several All-Americans out of there, you know. But I think his strength is his ability to recruit, and that is the name of the game, because it still hadn't changed. Whoever gets the best player is going to win. You know, and as I watch Alabama recruit, as I watch Saban recruit up there, I have been back to Alabama a few times. As I watch him recruit, I think he's one of the best in the country. This guy's just like him. My man, he can go head to head with him.
Your quarterback, Jameis Winston, remind you of a number 17 you used to have that was here?
Number 7, Charlie? No, I get asked that a lot. What do you compare him with the other quarterbacks? No, I don't compare him with this guy. Charlie, they wasn't alike. Charlie weighed 185. This guy weighs 225. Charlie was 6 foot, a little bit over 6 foot. This guy's 6'4". You know, this guy's, and now what they do reminds me of each other. I mean, their accomplishments, you know, and this guy sure is good. I can't believe it.
So,
There was a moment on that last day when you were in the stadium at the Gator Bowl. You and your wife just had a moment together, standing by yourselves and stuff. What was your last thoughts as you were standing on the field, just you and your wife?
My last thoughts when I was on the field of my last ball game, I don't know. I was just enjoying. I guess what you call enjoying the moment. Is that what they say nowadays? Just enjoy the moment. I think I enjoyed the moment. You know, but I wasn't thinking about, oh boy, now I'm retired, or oh heck, I'm gone. I didn't think about anything like that. You know.
Well, I mean, when you talked before about the players.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you when you see as many as you see here this weekend? What does that say about your 34 years, and what does that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot because I saw a lot of kids that I hadn't seen in years, you know. And then one of them came from Phoenix. That's a long way to come, you know. And from other parts of the country. And it just makes you feel good. And, you know, it's funny, folks. Coaching 57 years like I do, I get a letter occasionally from a boy that I coached 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago. None of them mention football. None of them say, boy, you remember when I did this, or remember when you did that, or remember when we ran that, remember we beat. No, they don't mention it. They tell me about their family, they tell me about their children, and they tell me how much they appreciate what they learned at Florida State. You know.
Coach, you nervous at all about planting the spear? You don't get the horse.
Yeah, that'll get with me a little bit. That bothers me. I used to throw the javelin in college, and every now and then you cut. Well, not for me, not every now and then, but often throw that thing down and it wouldn't stick. Don't count, baby, unless that baby sticks. You know. And so I was afraid I couldn't stick that thing in the ground in the Gator Bowl. You know, and so I got to sweat that out today. You know. I might have to get a mulligan.
Coach, you're talking about the letters that the players have sent you and what they talk about. Now, does that make you realize that they came away from here with a lot more than just learning a little bit about football and winning some games?
Oh yeah. You know, you coach boys that long, and one of the thrills I think you get of being an ex-coach is seeing these boys and what they've done with their lives. And got so many of them today brought their wives and brought their children with them. You know what? Cute little kids. They remind you of them, you know. And that's I think it's a big thing to gain from it.
Have you had a chance to look at the new practice field, the indoor facility, and all the changes that have been made in the last couple of years?
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't find my way to here because somebody hadn't led me. And I've been out here many times, you know. And then seeing that new practice facility, people don't realize how vital that was. We played Clemson one year. I've said it publicly, I guess everybody's heard it, where we missed the last 4 days of practice, Monday, Tuesday, so that you miss Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can't win like that. You know what? Why? Because of lightning, not rain. Rain didn't bother us. Might have to play in the rain, but the lightning that make us go inside. You can't get out on the field, and you can only do so much in a room like this. Can't even throw the doggone ball, you know. And so that thank goodness, that's the biggest accomplishment physically probably since I left right there.
Coach, has there been a moment sitting at home watching any of these games that you've actually had the desire to maybe call Jimbo, or is there something you really wanted to correct or tell him?
No, gosh, no. I don't know. Jimbo, I'll tell you, Jimbo to me is one of the smartest guys I've ever been around coaching. Now, he started with my son Terry. When Terry was the head coach at Samford University, he played for him. Then Terry hired him. Then Terry went to Auburn and took him down there as his quarterback coach. And Terry used to tell me, Daddy, this guy is going to be good. You know what? And so I've been keeping up with him for years. Been around him for years, you know. But being around him and coaching with him, he has got as good a mind on football as you'll find. Florida State better be happy. They better get the checkbook out here for long. If he keeps doing what he's doing, you know, because you can have pro teams, everybody else trying to get.
Bobby, if Miami and Florida State will take care of their business today, which may not happen, but Next week, they'll play a game that you became accustomed to in that series.
Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't had in a while. What were those games like for you with Miami when you were virtually deciding a national, who's going to play a
Oh,
national
yeah.
championship
Oh, yeah.
game? And what does it mean to the state if Miami is able to hold on today and they're both able to come in here ranked in the top 6 or something?
You know, we probably don't think about it often, especially being from here, but you know, back from the mid 80s to the mid 90s, Florida is where football was. Right now we hear all about the SEC. What, they got 7 national championships in a row, or 6 or something? Well, gosh, back then we had that many. I mean, Florida State, Florida, and Miami. I used to call it the Big Florida. You know, I'm getting a tough league, getting there with a Big Florida. I mean, gosh, Miami wins 5 national championships. Florida wins 3. We win 2. That's over 10 in 30 years. That's 1 every 3rd year. You know, and so, but that's the way it was back then. Of course, we had those great games with Miami. If Jimbo was playing Miami today, I'd say, Jimbo, have a talk with your kicker. Tell him where that goal post is. Tell him to stay away from that bar on the right over there. Get that thing between there. He's got a good kicker. God, he must have dadgum one.
Ronnie, since you've been here either last night or today, have you had a chance to talk to some of the players that you recruited that are still here?
Well, you mean that are playing now?
Right.
No, I did run into one out there in the hall while they came up and said hello. But I didn't sign any of those guys. I was recruiting them and then I left. You know, so Jimbo ended up signing them all. I ran into the center. What's his name?
Brian Stork.
Stork, yeah, Stork. I remember recruiting him, you know, but then I left for, and he signed with Jimbo.
Do you miss the recruiting and going into parents' homes and talking to the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's so special about that, as opposed to the daily grind of being out on the field and coaching games?
Well, number one, you're talking about what's the thrill of recruiting and doing all that. Number one, that's the only way you're going to win. You know, people can think up all kind of solutions how to win. Get the best players. That's the way you win. Now, a coach can mess that up. You know, you can go out and recruit the best players there are, and you can mess it up. But if you don't mess it up, you got the best players, you're going to win. And so, recruiting was just something. It's something I never. It's something never bothered me. I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed it.
Coach, you said that there are some similarities to the team that you coach to this team now. Can you tell us what some of those similarities that you saw?
Good. They're just good.
Well,
They're just good. No, similarities is he's got his right now. You know, I hate to say too many things good because coaches don't like that. You know, but gosh, I can't see a weakness. Got runners? Need runners? We got runners. Need receivers? Got receivers. Got an offensive line? Got an offensive line. Got a defensive line? Got a defensive line. Got the secondary? Yeah, but they're young. You know, linebackers? Yeah. Kicker? They never missed. You know, and but that still don't mean you. It still goes back to here now. That's all Jimbo's got to do is keep them up here. I think he'll do it. He knows how to do that.
Coach, your agreement with the boosters and helping raise money, is that your sweet spot? Is that something that you're going to enjoy?
Yeah, I will enjoy that. You know, when I quit coaching here, the thing I missed the most was not football. It was the booster dinners. I did booster dinners for 34 years. Every year go to Tampa. Every year go to Orlando. Every year go to Miami. 25 or 35 a year. Now you get pretty close to people. You get to know them pretty good. You know somebody for 34 years. Play golf with them. I miss that. I miss that. Now I'll do some of that again. I don't know if golf will be involved, but I'll get to see a lot of them.
Coach, if you had a chance to walk on the field this morning, just kind of walk out there, see, just to bring back any memories of you having been out on the field any time today?
I have not been on the field, but I will go out today at some time. And I'm sure it'll be nice. You know, I'm sure it'll bring back memories. And I'm thankful that I'm able to go back out there.
Got any more questions for Coach Bowden?